Oh no, I've dropped things. What the heck is going on? It's a stream, but like a short stream, because I'm borrowing something for a limited amount of time and I want to take advantage of it. And the only thing I could think of using on this is game consoles. To see what we're dealing with, let's turn it on. Oh no, what is this? It's also in front of me. I need to move it. But what is this nightmare? What is it? It's terrifying. It's horrifying! It's actually not. Let's zoom out. And we will discover, what's that? Oh, it's a 20. Let's zoom out some more. Not much more. It's one of my wooden dice. My wooden it's my wooden D20. This is as far as it zooms. But yeah. It's it zooms in. It zooms in a lot. I was messing with it with like you can like see the texture and stuff. Like let's take a look at the Game Boy Color here. Look at that Nintendo logo. Look at the texture. Look at the texture. And this is like zoomed out. It's crazy. Look at the screen. Ew. Look at the pixels. Look at the pixels. This is what we're here for. So we have a number of handheld consoles here. The Game Boy Color. We have a new 3DS. We have regular 3DS XL, which will have a lower pixel density. We have two Game Boy Advance SPs. One is a broken screen, so we should look at. We have a PSP. See? PSP. PlayStation Portable. And we have a Switch. Look at that. Look at the scratching on the button of the Switch. It's crazy. It's so crazy. It zooms in so much. We have a couple games. We have Pokemon. Look at the hat. Leaf green version. We have, for the Game Boy, Hime Quest, Crunchyroll Hime. So that's a Game Boy Color game, so we can see the color in the color. And then we also have, for DS game, we have Pokemon Ultra Sun. When you look at this stuff like ultra zoomed in, look at it. That's crazy. Let's look at the pins. Look at the pins. And we can zoom way in on that. Like we can get right in on those contacts. Turn this down all the way to 11. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's crazy. That's one of the contacts. All right. So let's start things off, because we're not going to stream too long. Let's start things off with the Game Boy Color. Moderate zoom here. Oh, look at the pixels. Oh, look at that. Should we turn it on? Look at, you can see all the pixels. Should we turn it on? Because this is not a backlit screen, so they shouldn't light up, but they'll change, right? Oh, you can see stuff. The Crunchyroll logo. I want to get to like a sprite. Okay, here we go. So this is save file 2, and there's Hime. And then save file 1, she's napping. And then we can look at it like a letter. Oh, we can't. Select. Select a slot. Let's zoom in more. Let's go. Oh, look at the sharpness on that. It gets really sharp too. Isn't it crazy how like the rainbow bars look different now? Oh, that's so crazy. Okay, let's zoom way in on the pixels here. Let's get way in on those pixels. Oh, what? Look at that. Oh, what? Are you kidding me? Oh, I think it detached. Hello, wakey wakey. PC camera. Hello. Oh, it's live again. It is live again. But yeah, look at that. You can see like there's like, and this is not backlit, and yet you can see like the colors turned in and out. And you can see how like, why is it doing this now? It was working perfectly for like ever. Deactivate, activate. It might be the place I plugged it in. Because the power on the system isn't going away. Oh, I wonder if it overheats. Do you think it overheats? Because it was running for a bit before I started the stream. It was like working perfectly, and now it's like acting weird. Okay, activate. Okay. I wish we had like a pointy device, something to point with, so I could like point out specific pixels. I have nothing. I'm ill-equipped for this stream. But yeah, look at that. Let's zoom in more. Twisting dials here. I want to twist both dials at the same time. Oh, are you kidding me? Look at this detail. Look at this. Let's look at the pixels changing. You can't even tell what this was. And it detached again. I'm gonna try a different USB port. A different USB port. I don't know why. It was like, seriously, it's perfectly fine until I started streaming. It might be because I'm like using more objects now. It like immediately deactivated. Oh, activate. Deactivate. What? It might be the cable. It might have come with like a lower quality cable. Let's try not to bump the cable. Definitely working. Can we zoom in more? There's a limit to how far you can zoom in. I'm gonna turn the focusing dial all the way, and then we'll drop it down. This is the maximum zoom in. Look at that. Can you believe that? That's crazy. Wow. That is crazy. Can you believe that's a Game Boy Color screen? I like how the pixels are like, each pixel's square because it's the 3 bars of color. But each bar is not square. That's so cool. I think you might want a better USB cable if you're going to use this. The USB cable doesn't even go all the way in the slot. Okay, let's zoom out all the way. Let's go into the next console. Move the USB cable so I don't bump it. Because it was running perfectly for a while, but I wasn't like bumping it. Alright, so that's the Game Boy Color. That's so cool. I wonder if like... So the stuff we're going to move on to has way higher pixel density. So let's work on the Game Boy Advance SP. Oh, you can see the pixels. but they're definitely smaller. I'm just gonna hold it up closer and use the focusing dial. They're like, oh, okay, I can't. I'm shaking it too much. Let's move on down. Da-na-na-na-na. Well, it's gonna come into focus. There. So you can see the screen, which is all scratched, and then you go through the screen, and there are the pixels. They look a lot like the ones that the Game Boy Color have, but they're not missing that corner. Okay, should we turn it on? I think we should. Let's zoom out. Get it in focus. So you zoom in and out by moving the whole microscope up and down. So it's very dark. Turn it on, it's got a backlight. You can see some of the Game Boy logo. You see the word Pokemon. Let's just get to the map screen. It's telling me what I did last time I played this game like 1,000,000 years ago. All right, here we go. We're at a Pokemon Center. As if we can like... So there's a person. Oh, there's my character. It's really hard to make out. What if I like polish the screen a bit? There's a lot of glare on this. And it's probably mostly the Game Boy Advance SP's fault. I also pressed a button here. Man, I can't see anything. Oh, there's my character. All right. So that's what we're going to zoom in on. Zoom in. So these lights that light it, they really mess with stuff that's reflective. I don't think it's going to be an issue with stuff. Oh, look at that. You can see her face. Okay, we can turn off the backlight too. Turning the backlight on and off makes no difference. Because it's the lights being shone on it are so bright. And I don't even know if you can turn them off. Okay, let's zoom all the way in on these active pixels. It disconnected again. I don't know why. I wiggle the cable. Oh, come on, Microscope. Menu? Oh, it's on again. Properties, deactivate, activate. Oh, it made a badoom sound, so I assumed it was working. Deactivate. Activate. Turning it off. None of the buttons do anything on it. I'm sure if you're using the screen, it won't be an issue. The problem is my USB setup is kind of a disaster. So it might be my setup. I have like a million things plugged into everything. Okay. Piece of camera. Connects. Activate. We're back online. Oh, it does have missing corners. Now that the pixels are lit, you can actually see there are missing corners, just like the Game Boy Color. Okay, that's as far as we can zoom. So they are smaller pixels, and they are missing corners, but the corner that's missing is smaller. I wonder if we can like get the pixels to change. Look at that. Well, that's crazy. Wait, for some reason the Game Boy Advance died. Let's look at the broken Game Boy Advance now. I'm interested about the top of the screen. So the top corner of the screen is damaged. So we're gonna have to zoom out so I can kind of find it. Oh, okay. There it is. So what I'm interested in is this appears when it's on. Now what happens if I turn it off? Do they disappear? Oh, they do. And when I turn them back on, they flicker. And then it'll switch to black, and there they are. Wow, that's interesting. Okay, let's zoom in on them more. Because that's interesting as heck. Okay. Okay, let's shut them off again. They're vanished. And we turn it on. You see them flicker for a second. Oh, why did you disconnect again? I wonder if I have another cable. It's a micro USB, and I don't know if I have another micro USB cable anywhere. What is this attached to my PlayStation controller? It is a PlayStation 3 controller, so it's the wrong USB. Never mind. What is this USB? This is the right USB, and it is already plugged in. Okay, we're gonna try a different cable. I have a different cable here. We're gonna try a different cable. It plugs in better, like it goes farther in. So that's like half the battle there. All right, we're active. Are we active? Active, okay. It badooped like it was active, but I don't see it. Deactivate. Activate. Plugged in. Power on. PC camera mode. Okay. There's nothing. Where do we hook up the old, the cable it came with again? Okay, plugs in. Power turns on. Except for piece of camera mode. The dumps. Properties. Oh, comes back. It does not work with my other cable though. That's interesting. Interesting. I don't know where the bad pixels are. We've zoomed in a bit. I don't see them. Oh, there they are. Okay, turn it off. Turn it on. Yeah, look at that. That's so weird. And disconnected again. So weird. The person who owns this microscope is going to be very irritated to hear all these disconnects. What if I just go PC mode? Or not PC mode. What if I just go like screen? Because it has a screen on it. I'm going to turn that on. I'm going to see what that looks like. Because I haven't used the screen that comes on it. Mass storage. No, that didn't do it. What? I'll try my cable again. Trying my cable again. Turning it on. How frustrating. PC camera. Badumps. OBS. Deactivate. Activate camera. Okay. Nothing. But if I use the cable it comes with, it works. It might just be this cable though. It's just a random ass cable that I use for charging PlayStation controller. PlayStation 4 controller specifically. What's the bottom one? Record mode. Oh, that's the it. Oh, the screen that's on it is really nice, 720p. Oh, menu. Oh, there's a menu here. Resolution. Oh, 1080p. Let's activate that. Exposure, date, time, auto power off. Frequency, LCD brightness, format, default settings, version 1.1. Display. Power off. Power's off. Power's on. I mean, the screen seems to be working perfectly fine. Go here, PC camera, badumps, activate the video. There it is. Display. None of the other buttons do anything though. All right, let's carry on. Now, this is interesting. I'm curious about the 3DS. If we look at the screen that has 3D, what does that look like? So let's see if we can focus on. So this is the 3D screen of the 3DS. You can see it's on because you can see stuff swirling. I'm going to turn the 3D effect on. Let's see if the pixels change. Oh, they do! What? When you turn on the 3D, the pixels change. 3D off. 3D on, pixels change. Increase slider. Changing the slider doesn't cause it to do it. What? We gotta zoom in on that. That's crazy. I didn't notice someone came into the chat. I'm sorry, person who came into the chat. I did not notice you. Okay, we're zooming way in. We're moving way down. We're gonna look at this 3DS screen again. Pixels come into focus. Oh, look at that color banding. That's so cool. Look, there are the pixels. Now, this is very different than the last two systems we looked at, which were like a cube with a block and block and block, right? I wonder if the bottom screen is the same. Let's look at the bottom screen quickly. Is the bottom screen the same setup? No, it's not. So the bottom screen... I'm having trouble focusing. There's like too much goop in the way. I think it's because I got like screen protectors on and it's dirty. I think this is because there's too much goop on it. But you can see they're the same layout as the previous systems we looked at. Yeah, I can't zoom in on this. It is too many layers. There's a screen protector and then there's like a layer above it. But yeah, you can see it's set up the same as the Game Boy Advance where it's a cube with 3 colors blocked on top. But the top screen, the 3D screen, that is not set up the same. Oh, that's the edge of this console. Terrifying. All right, let's, so now that we're zoomed in even closer, they got skinnier. Let's see if they get skinnier still. Clips on. Oh, look at that. It makes it barred. Like, I'm not sure what's happening because it moves around so much because it's zoomed in when I click the switch. That's crazy. When you turn the 3D on, you actually see a change. That's crazy. Wow. Okay. So 3DS. Now, we're going to look at the next 3DS. It turns out we don't actually need to put a game card in there because it's plenty interesting without a game card in there. So let's look at the Game Boy, the new Game Boy Advance. Because this has a higher screen resolution. Sorry, no, it doesn't. It has the same screen resolution. It has a higher pixel density. I do not want to update my 3DS. We're busy. Oh, these look different. No, I think they're the same. I think it's just because I got stuff on the screen. Yeah, I think it might be because I have stuff on the screen. It looks different. But they are smaller. They are smaller. But they are different because the other ones, it was like two next to each other in pairs. This looks different. And if I turn on the 3D, they do look similar. Oh, and you can actually see when I move the slider, it actually changes a bit. So this one seems to be set up a little different. But I'm assuming the bottom screen is going to be the same squared pixels. It is. Once again, I have screen protector on there. It's all scratched to scuff. But they are the same squared pixels. Very interesting. All right, so that's interesting. Okay, let's turn off this 3DS. So we have two consoles left to look at. We have the PSP and we have the Nintendo Switch. And then we've looked at a bunch of consoles. So let's look at this at the PSP turned off. Oh, that's the screen. Oh no, that's the screen. What is this? There's just like nothing here. I don't see pixels or anything. Interesting. Let's turn it on. See if we see anything. Okay, we got Sony Entertainment. Oh, we got pixels now. Oh, these are funky looking pixels. So they're not all identical. So there's like ones with corners missing, and then below them are more square ones with round tops. Very interesting. All these different LCD designs. This is crazy. What? I wonder why they look like this. And like, this is impossibly small. Like these, how small this stuff is insane. Like if we go over here, this is the texture of the slidey pad. Look at that. It's terrifying. Look at the buttons. Look, you can see the scratches on the surface of the buttons. Look at these scratches. Holy cow, can you believe it? What the heck? If we zoom in, can we see the number? The printing? No, we're not the... Over here. No, we can't see the printing underneath. But yeah, the pixels, very interesting. I do like that. That is cool. That is crazy. You know what else we should look at? As the microscope detaches again. For reasons I don't know. We should look at a UMD. It's Local Roco. Okay, let's zoom out. Piece of camera. Badoom. Do we need to? It's just like no. It's like no, I can't. I couldn't possibly work. But activate. There she is. So this is a zoomed out. You can see the printing on the UMD here. With a little Loco Roco, guys. Loco Roco. What's interesting is what's going to be on this side. The reflective side. There's nothing. It's all smooth. That's fine, because we're going to zoom hecka in. Turn this dial to 100. Yeah, let's do it. And we're going to move this scope down and see if we can see any like pits or grooves in the UMD. Okay, this is the surface of the UMD, I'm guessing. Maybe, I don't know, maybe that's the pits and grooves. I can't see anything. I think a UMD is just too... Maybe the data is too small on it. It might just be too densely packed for the microscope, which isn't surprising. Like, I wonder if I have like a CD nearby. Why would I have a CD? I have a DVD nearby. We can look at a No, I don't have a DVD. I mean, I do have a DVD. I do, but it's inside the PlayStation, where I cannot access it. Oh, I have a CD. I have Microsoft Office 2000. Let's see if we can see the pits and grooves in a CD, which is lower density than a UMD, I'm thinking. All right, so we're zoomed in. Bring this into focus. Oh, so that static was the pits and grooves. You just can't see it because it's so tiny. It looks like static noise. Let's move to the edge of the CD. Ooh, yeah, there's stuff here. Oh, look at that. That's crazy. What does all this mean? I have no idea. All right, so PSP, very interesting pixels. 3DS, very interesting pixels. All that's left now is to look at the Switch, and that is it for the stream. So let's look at Nintendo Switch. Let's just start zoomed in all the way. Let's see if we can see anything. So this is the screen. It's very rough looking. And then we zoom past the screen, we see nothing. So it's like the Vita where we couldn't see the pixels until they turned on. So let's turn on the system. Oh, we see pixels. They are way smaller, the smallest pixels we've looked at so far. Oh, we can barely zoom in on them. Oh, we can't even see them that well. Oh, they're smaller. They're tiny. But they're like, because of the screen, it diffuses them so much that you can't actually make them out in detail. Interesting. But they look like the same like block format. But there also looks like they're split in twos. That's crazy. I think I want to look at my phone. I wasn't going to look at my phone, but I think we're going to look at my phone. If I can find my phone. There's my phone. Let's look at my phone. Because this is going to be the highest pixel density. And it's also clear glass. So if we're going to see anything, here it is. So that's the glass. Oh, and there are the pixels. Because the glass is clear, we can make them out better. Wow, look at the shape of the pixels. They're like little chevrons. Weird. You know, if we want to risk moving around the microscope, we could point this at my computer screen. Because it does just slide out, and then I can just freehand it. We'll see if it disconnects. This will definitely tell if it's a cable issue. It's not getting angry. Oh, it didn't get angry. So now that I'm holding it, I can like zoom in on my cutting board. Look at that, it's gross. Microscopic stains. Okay, let's look at my monitor, my PC monitor. Zooming in. Oh, it's way lower. It's way lower resolution than the iPhone. And it's detached. I wonder why it's... I wonder why it does that. It doesn't feel warm. It's got a it's got a little reset switch in the back here. TV flash, LED. Oh, LED lights can be turned down. Oh, I can turn them down. There's an actual physical dial. I thought it was a menu item. That's so weird. I don't know why it keeps disconnecting. I wonder if I was to use it. So I was going to use VCL player. But then I didn't use VCL. VCL. Or VLC. VLC. Oh, I thought I had VLC installed. I don't. I thought I did. Oh, it connected again. Did it? Deactivate? Activate. Yeah, I don't know why it keeps disconnecting like that. It's so weird. Shall we look at this chunk of metal? I wish to look at the curling. I wish to take a close look at this chunk of metal. Then we'll end the stream. Ooh. She lives. Oh, look at that. This is like the grippy part of the metal. And this is the smooth part of the metal. Quote unquote smooth as it disconnects again. Wow, living on this metal is cool though. So I don't know why it's so inconsistent. Oh wait, my Stream Deck just turned off. Well, that was like all my USB devices disconnecting and connecting. And let me tell you a little secret, the Microscope was not plugged in when it all went to poopy. I think it might just be this USB hub. I don't think this is the best USB hub. So I'm willing to accept it's not actually the camera and it's actually my setup. The person who owns this will have to get back to me and tell me how it works on their computer. But a bunch of stuff just turned off on me and things were not hooked up. I did not have the Microscope attached when it all went to poopy. It might be that USB port too. Where's that? Where's the cable here? As the food I have in the oven cooks to oblivion. What time is it? We've only streamed for 38 minutes. Probably fine. Okay, let's unhook my cable here. Let's plug in this cable. Different port. Turn it on. Because I'll tell you this, it goes badump, but like the camera itself never the power doesn't fluctuate. It just stops working. It's not working. I wonder if that's that USB port. You know, if this doesn't come back in that USB port, it might. It should come back. This is definitely my setup because it's the same cable it comes with. Different USB port doesn't work. Huh. Well then. Maybe it's time I get a new hub. Oh, I unplugged one of my lights. Okay, let's plug it into this port. Is this a happier port? Maybe. Badump. Nothing. But I had I unplugged my Bluetooth dongle when I went to set this up. So we're gonna plug it back in. I unplug my Bluetooth dongle again. Plug this back into the Bluetooth dongle one. Turns it on. Piece of camera. It's here. Okay, this reeks as a setup problem. This is the printing on the Ultra Sun cartridge from through the 3DS. Look at this. Isn't that crazy? This is definitely my setup issue. I'm definitely having issues with my setup. Oh, I think I can show you the swirly dice. Can I show you the swirly dice? Zoom through. You can see the glitter inside the die moving around now. It's reflecting the light. Isn't that cool? It's definitely my setup though. This thing probably works fine. It's probably my setup because holy cow, it is not. I don't have the best setup. I never said I had the best setup. But it's definitely my setup. Because it does not work when I had it in other USB ports. And the USB port I tried had my other cable in it and the cable that wasn't working. Like I bet it actually, you know what? I bet if I took that other cable, if I took my USB cable that wasn't working in this stream and I plug it into the port that I know works and I plug the camera into that, I deactivate the camera, I turn it on, and I go to. It went right to turn it on. Well, it's going straight to onboard camera mode. Okay, this cable does not work. This cable is clearly a bad cable. This cable does not do anything. The cable does nothing. My cable is garbage. So this will work though. Turns on. Gives me the option again. Connects. Properties. There it is. So I'm thinking it's an issue. No, it disconnected. I think it's my setup issue though. Because it's very inconsistent how long it lasts. Jiggling the cable seems to make it detach. Very interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. It was very cool though. I think I need a new USB hub. I think this has told me I should go and I should buy myself. See, I bought this from my local computer store that sells pretty good stuff. And it's like a USB 3 speed hub. And when I plug my Oculus into this, it's like, this isn't USB 3. And I'm like, it's plugged into a USB 3 hub, which is powered and plugged into a USB 3 port on my computer. And then the Oculus is like, no, bro, this ain't it. And I'm like, huh. And then it didn't transfer data under 2 other USB ports. And then after everything was unplugged, everything went crazy and it turned off and turned on again. And this when the microscope was not plugged in, so it didn't affect, so it wasn't that, I don't know. My setup's on fire, everyone's dying. We're gonna delete that. But yeah, that was it. That was interesting. That was very interesting. We saw very interesting LCD screens. That was very cool. I thought that was neato. But that's it for the stream. I hope you have a wonderful evening and a wonderful day, and yeah, that's fun. Do I want one of these? Probably not. I don't really have any more use for it. I just kind of really wanted to look at screens close up, and it looks cool. So yeah, that's it. Thank y'all for watching. Farewell.